I chose climate change as my particular topic to focus on due to the nature of the community that surrounds us. The oilfield industry that we have here in West Texas, including the entirety of the state, contributes a large percent of the overall pollution that is accumulated yearly throughout the United States. I believe the combination of my Texas government course, along with the community engagement project, has allowed me to understand the sort of games that are being played in the background by big business and elected officials to allow for greater pollution and CO2 levels without any kind of repercussions. The problem that I would like to solve is the overpollution of our atmosphere in Texas, because I believe we have been too lenient for far too long. Our climate is changing because the earth is warming. According to the EPA, the amount of carbon dioxide has increased by 40% since the 1700s. The increased number of gases results in increased evaporation, increased average rainfall, and the frequency of heavy rainstorms in many places, but contributes to drought in others. Climate change is a real problem, and the ripple effects will just make matters much worse if we do not achieve a better system of action. The solution that I suggest would not get rid of climate change entirely, but it would slow the process. I believe if we are able to bring this problem to light and make citizens aware of climate change, we could in the future get elected officials to implement laws or restrictions on big business to help protect us of the dangers of climate change. At the earliest stages in the project, I had some knowledge about climate change and some of the effects that it could lead to, but after further investigating my topic, I realized that effects from climate change can be massive and have a lasting effect upon citizens, their community, and the economy. The unfortunate devastation of Hurricane Harvey brought me to this understanding. According to the National Climate Assessment, scientists say that warming and rising seas supercharge hurricanes already forming and can increase the likelihood of the storm. Like an athlete on steroids, climate change enhances the performance of an already powerful force. Before the tragedy, many people across Texas did not believe in climate change, and I have learned that firsthand through my community engagement project. Several of the people that I tried to interview were not interested in discussing the topic because such a thing did not exist to them. I believe this has to do with the political ideology in Midland, as well as Texas. With Texas being a red or Republican state, I found that in 2015, less than 30% of Texans believe in climate change, according to the U.S. Global Change Research. Some who lost everything in Harvey's floodwaters say they're starting to take the threat of climate change more seriously now, and they want the leadership of Texas and the U.S. to protect the citizens of the state and the country. If we could educate citizens of the community along with all citizens of Texas, we could bring climate change to a level of concern that would rid us of such tragic devastations, such as Hurricane Harvey, before it's too late. Also, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association, the cost from Hurricane Harvey comes out to a staggering $125 billion. These numbers do not include things like economic impacts in the community, health costs from air and water pollution, and repeatedly continuing to build. We need to address greenhouse gas emissions and carbon dioxide emissions. It requires understanding that these emissions are a pollutant and are in fact responsible for a changing climate, and there is a linkage between human action and greenhouse gas emissions. And all the bad things we're seeing and will continue to see, such as melting permafrost, unpredictable storms, rising sea levels, and much more. It is time for Texas to implement realistic restrictions on all emissions that will help decrease the impact of climate change and be the leader in stopping the devastating effects of climate change.